All right, I've been challenged by Steve from Paxalot to name my favorite gear company. So I'm going to probably give you a lesson in something other than a company and more along the lines of thrift. So I decided the best way to go about this would be to show my major backpacking items and what they are and tell you where I got each one and how much I paid for it. Okay, first thing I'm going to start talking about is my pack. Obviously, it's the number one item when you're packing that you want to be concerned with. Now, Steve, don't hate me for this. This is my Baltoro 85 Gregory pack that I got brand new last year because it was on closeout with a promo code. I paid $100 for it from backcountry.com, and new in the plastic. And like Steve has said, this is the best pack I've ever used. This thing literally gives you massage and serves you tea while you hike. It's unreal. Now I love this pack, and I will take this pack on deep mountain hikes, really far hikes, but as far as fishing goes, if I'm not going to go to a distant lake and it's not too much of a hike, I won't use this pack. When I'm exploring new lakes, I will use my old pack, which is this one right here. And this is a Armed Forces Marines pack. And I got this one off of KSL Classifieds for 80 bucks, brand new. And the reason I use this pack when I can for fishing adventures when I'm trying to explore a new lake is I have to take things that I wouldn't take on other hikes. In other words, my boat, my oars, my pump, certain fishing items. And the beautiful thing about this pack, if you can tell, is that you can just tie a million things on about anywhere you want to. It's got loops everywhere. And when they have the boat on here and everything on here, it just won't fit in the pack. I put it on the back and strap it to death, and that's just the only way to get in. I take way too much gear for one person, but that's part of my ordeal. Anyway, so that's where I got this pack and what I paid for it. Now if you look over here, we have two other very decent packs, a couple Kelties, and I paid, you ready for this? 10 bucks for this one and 15 bucks for this one off of KSL. Yes, the classifieds. And they are fantastic packs for the kids who are going to thrash them anyway, and they work really well. So that's where you get those from. And then your other major camping items would be your tent. My tent is a Marmot 2-person with 2 vestibules, and I paid $150 for this brand new at Dick's grand opening in Orem back before they became what their name implies. And this pack, this tent, this Marmot, is a 3-season. I don't camp in the winter. I'm going to leave that up to Steve and Dustin and the Hag. I camp summer, spring, fall. But this thing will handle the weather just fine. I've been hailed on in it, snowed on in it, rained on in it, and it's been bone dry. It's taken really good care of me. And the nice thing about it is, because of its size, I can fit my large mattress and sleeping bag in it, and I have plenty of room to have a few other things in there. Because most of the time when you're in the Uintas, where I go, it always rains. Always rains. It just does. So you're going to be spending a lot more time indoors than you might think. And this makes it comfortable. You can sit up in it. You can watch a movie in it. You can move around. You can put your stove in there, warm it up if you need to, maybe even cook a little bit in there. It's that nice. And it's very lightweight. I like the vestibules the most because they allow you to put your pack under one side. There's 2 of them. A pack under one side and your muddy shoes under the other. And you can put things out there that you don't want squirrels to run off with to keep an eye on them, and they'll stay out of the rain right next to you, which is why I love this. So that's something I would really recommend, a good tent like that. Now, as far as sleeping bags go, this is my sleeping bag. This is an Al Bean. This is a down sleeping bag, 0 degree. And the best things about these bags is that they will keep you warm in the cold, and they won't make you sweat when it's a little warm or too hot. Down sleeping bags just breathe so well and keep you warm. They're amazing. The only downside about a down sleeping bag is do not get it wet. If you get it wet, you will freeze. Do not get it wet. Priority number one. The other amazing thing about a down sleeping bag is I can take this sleeping bag right here and I can fit it in this bag right here. It will cram into that size and it weighs practically nothing. You can get in your pack, you can stay warm, and it doesn't take up space and is lightweight. You can't beat that. So I love the down sleeping bag. Now, as far as a camping mattress goes, this is my Thermarest. It's a camp rest. I like it a little bigger than most people because I like to move around a little bit. I sleep much more comfortably. The best way to ruin a great fishing trip is to have a crappy night's sleep. So I just recommend getting a really good mattress. I like this one so much that even though I've tried new ones that are a little thicker, because of its size, its lightweight, and how well it helps me sleep, I have preferred this over the others. And I will stay with this one for as long as I live, probably. This thing, now, are you ready for this? This thing was bought for $80, and this was back when they cost about 150 bucks a piece, because it was a second. It had discoloration, no other problems, brand new. And so it's a genuine Thermarest. And are you ready for this? I bought this in 1989. This mattress has seen 31 years of camping abuse, and it's still going strong, and I love it. Now, is it ever had a hole? Of course. You're going to have a hook. You're going to have something make a hole in your mattress at some point. And what do? This is the stuff. 3M Marine Adhesive Sealant. This will seal it up forever. One little drop of this. Amazing stuff. I recommend that for waders or anything like that as well. It's fantastic stuff. Now, also, when it comes to your cookware, you can get some great titanium cookware just off Amazon, fairly cheap, and I would recommend it. It's fantastically lightweight. You can cook your water in it. It's just wonderful stuff. Now, I also have a Yukon Outfitters hammock with the mosquito net and the whole 9 yards. Brand new, off of KSL Classifieds from a guy for 40 bucks. Okay? Are you starting to get the picture as what my favorite gear store is? Now here we have my hiking shoes, my Danner, super lightweight, waterproof, indestructible, comfortable hiking shoes. These were about 300 bucks when they came out. Guess what? Yes, I got them off the Classifieds from a lady who bought them for her husband for the wrong size, brand new, for 100 bucks. This is my water filter system and bladder. This is a Geigerig. This is a 3-liter. They don't make them anymore. You can only buy the 2-liter. I don't know why, but I like this one. And the way this thing works is you open the top. It has 2 pouches. One is a sealed air pouch. The other is your water pouch. You fill it to the line with the water, and then you hook up your pump. You give it 20 pumps, about right for me, and you of course have to hook up your filter line. You pop off the filter line, and you will have water on tap when you want it, and you just kind of wait till it fills your bottle a minute, and you're good to go. You don't have to sit there and hand pump for an hour. Just 20 pumps with this, and it'll drain the whole bladder. Fantastic invention. The only thing better than this would be a gravity system, but that can only be used when you're going to be in a certain area for a long period of time, for a day or two, where you can hang it in a tree and come back that night and you've got water. But if you're moving, you're hiking, you're going to be here for a bit and then you're gone, I couldn't think of a better thing to use than this. In years past, I've never ever filtered water in the Uintas because I've always been able to get fresh water from a stream, never had a problem. This last year that I went, 2 years ago when I went, it was one of the driest seasons ever. And I went on the north slope of the Uintas by the gorge, and I did not find a single spring running. I had to get all my water out of the lakes, and this saved my life. And I hadn't taken them before, but I brought this that year just to play with it, and boy did it save my life. So I could highly recommend these. And of course, everybody knows, get you a Nalgene bottle. The darn things can take drops on rocks and not break. They have the measurements on them so that you can measure the proper amount of water with your dehydrated meals or your mixed drink powder. Fantastic thing, lightweight. Really, you have to have one of those. Now, I'd like to make a quick point about brand names, because people tie a lot of belief up in brand names, and things are not always what they used to be. In other words, companies like Jeep used to make really good Jeeps. Now they're garbage. You used to be able to buy Black & Decker tools. They were great. Then they started making garbage. Then they had to start another company called DeWalt to try and hide that they were Black & Decker so that people would buy their items again. So brand names can help, but they're not necessarily a guarantee of quality. And I've got a prime example right here. If you'll take a look at these two reels, the one on the right, they're both Shimano reels. The one on the right is a Solstice. The one on the left is a C3000, what is it called? Stradic C14 Plus. Okay. Now the reel on the right probably costs about 40 bucks. It's a standard, basic okay reel. The reel on the left is probably one of the best you can buy, with all the ball bearings it has in it and the quality it's made out of and how it's indestructible and will last a lifetime, won't rust, won't ever have any problems, won't wear out on the gears. And the difference between these two reels that have the same brand name is that this one over here, I hope my wife's not watching this, this one over on the left is $250 reel. So how do you know what's a quality reel? Well, you look at the price tag. The same thing applies with camping, fishing, hunting gear, you name it. If you take a look at this box right here, this is a Frabill box. I believe they retail for about 150 bucks if you can find one. I got this off of KSL for 60 bucks. This box here, these are Pelican type boxes. This box here, the Apache box, is bigger. It has wheels, it has handle. It is just as secure as the other one. It's a Harbor Freight special. I got it for 100 bucks. Try and price a Pelican case like these two and just see what they want. Now, my clam ice shelter, my 6000 XT Bigfoot, my extraordinarily large shelter, I purchased for $400 from Glenn's Army Navy online a few years ago, and I bet you couldn't even find one online or in a store right now, let alone for that price. So in short, I think the best gear store available is the one where you find something quality that you like for the cheapest price possible. Probably the best thing to do is just to shop around. I think that's the way you're going to be able to find the best deals and the best gear, and not to rely on any one store, because I don't believe there is any one store that makes all the best stuff for all the best prices. And so just unless you have money to burn, make sure you shop around. That's my advice. Now, if you're looking for advice on a piece of gear, a lot of the times, best thing to do is to listen to someone who's used it. When someone like Steve says, hey, this shirt has been fantastic, who does as much hiking as he does, he says that's comfortable and does the trick and keeps you cool, you can take that to the bank. So look for reviews, talk to friends, check things out carefully before you buy. And thanks and shout out to Steve for thinking of me.